welcome to Pet Tales. Being a mother is such a tough job, I'm sure. I mean, think of your mum. She used to cook and clean for you, pick up after you, hold your hand when you're sad, make you feel protected and safe when you're unhappy. It's such a tough job. Let's ask Mrs. Chika, who recently had 6 kids. Chika, what's it like to be a mum? I know, tough job. Today I've been asked to puppy sit because Chika's puppies are visiting her. I'm going to find out for myself how tough being a mum really is. Let's go. Out of Chika's 6 children, 3 of them are coming over for a play date today. Well, 2 to be more specific. The third one, Sasha, is already here. She currently lives at Mugda's home. That's Chika's human. More on that later. Right now, Sasha is somewhere in the house and Chika and I, along with her humans, Mugda, Ajay and their cherubic daughter Mahi, are awaiting the arrival of the other characters of this story. Soon they arrive. Coco with her humans Ranjani and Dhruv, and Zeus with his human Sonali. Of course, they all hadn't seen each other in ages, and Mugi told us that though they'd all come over separately, this was the first time that they were all together at the same playdate. Now this meant 3 times the fun, 3 times the noise, and 3 times the trouble for poor Chika. Well, at least she had us to give her a hand, though I can't say whether we were of much help actually. It was almost like we could hear them say, "Mama, look at me, I can wag my tail half a dozen times in a second." Or, Mom, look, I can jump higher than before. Ruff, my bark's gotten deeper, Mother. Ruff. And of course, Mommy, look, I can chew. I have new teeth now. Poor Chika. We could make out right away that each puppy had his or her own distinct personality, and they also were different from each other in terms of looks. But there was one thing that was common to both mom and kids. One thing that is not very common in boxers. I loved these babies the most for their wiggly little tails. It's what made them most endearing.
Docking has to be done within the first week, and when it was like these really tiny 2-day-old puppies, it seemed like a very cruel thing to be doing. And then looked up a few things and figured that it's more or less done for cosmetic reasons. It's not really, it's more like a breed standard thing. And I wasn't very particular about like them, being show dogs or any such thing. The first sign of happiness, that the tail wags, that's just such a nice thing. So it seemed like unnecessary.
As soon as they arrived, Mugi decided to give them cold, juicy chunks of watermelon. The doggies loved it. The squishy bits of fruit disappeared quickly, and there was a short-lived semblance of peace and quiet. Once the puppies were done wolfing down the melon, it was time for a new game. Capture the collar. Oh, we had to step in and take the collars off, but after a stern warning, Mugi and the other human mommies put the collars back on their babies. By this time, the ever-patient Chika was showing signs of frustration. So we decided that Mahi and I would take turns to go out into the garden with one puppy at a time, and Chika would try and control the other 2 indoors. For me, this was also a great way to figure each of the puppies out. First came Coco, named rightly so. This girl has a deliciously dark brown coat. She probably is the smallest puppy in the group. She ran around with Mahi and me and generally did all things typical of a 3-month-old puppy. I could tell instantly that she'll probably grow up to be a fashion diva. She took a keen interest in my earrings, you see.
Coco, actually, we were keen on a dog, and I think it was more a question of Coco choosing us and not the other way around. Her outstanding characteristic is when she's yelled at, when she has a point of view, that is the only time she'll poop on a bed. But otherwise, she's pretty much getting house trained.
Of course, Coco loves all her siblings to bits, but her humans told us that Sasha is probably her favorite. Now Sasha is the chubbiest of the lot. This girl is all about having fun and inventing new games as fast as she can. Something that she has in common with Mahi, which perhaps explains why she is Mahi's favourite. She loves to pick up random stuff and play around with it. My poor shoe was one such item, and of course a stray mug that she found in the garden, which she carried around like a trophy. She also loved playing the running race game with Mahi and me. We loved racing back and forth like a bunch of crazy kids. Sheesh. And Chica wanted us to make sure that her kid would behave. Now Sasha still lives with her mom, but not for long.
Sasha is going back to her grandma's house. She has her uncle and grandma, so there will be 3 boxers.
Finally came Chica's only son Zeus. I'm guessing that he is probably Chica's favourite, secretly at least. Mama's only boy. Need I say more?
Well, Zeus in Greek really means the king of the gods. And he's very regal looking, and he is the only boy in a litter of 5 girls. So he really already was ruling over his sisters, and he's now ruling over our home. So I think it's an appropriate name.
Zeus already has the makings of a responsible young lad. He sat by me and listened to my doggy talk for a bit, but very soon wanted to go back inside to his mommy and sisters. So we thought, why not get all of them outside? Tumble, 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 out they all came. And if we thought that these kids were out of control in the house, say hello to the circus. There were too many distractions. There was the ball to chase, each other's ears and tails to pull at, and mommy to impress and constantly badger. After all the yelping and barking and pushing and shoving, it was time to cool off. All the kids chose to go for the bucket of water all at once, of course. The scene totally reminded me of a perfect family dinner with kids screaming across a dining table. Hey, I want some. Move over. I'm thirsty. So am I, and I go first. Mom, make him go away. I was here first. When Chica understood that they weren't going to listen, she just shoved her head in the bucket, of course with some human intervention, and lapped up all the water she could. That seemed to do it. The kids just followed in tow. Another lesson learned, kids. Wait your turn and we'll all get moving. It was also time for some yummy in their tummies. Out came their dinner. The lesson was promptly forgotten all over again. All 3 puppies squeezed their little heads into one bowl. I guess their point was 3 mouths are better than 1. Chica simply walked off to the other bowl as if to say, miles to go before we sleep. Mama always knows when to stop pushing. Soon we all went back into the house just to sit down and relax for a bit. Who were we kidding? These puppies started their little games again, but not with so much vigor. They were all tired and it would soon be time for each of them to go back to their respective homes. We humans helped out again and tried to disband this cute little gang of hooligans. Mahi, Mugi and I decided to take Chica out for a quick breather. She enjoyed chasing after the ball, stretched out for a bit, but the whole time had one ear and eye on her kids in the house. Chica is one of the best mommies I've ever met. Never too pushy, but also the no-nonsense type. Always up for a game with her kids, but chiding them if they ever got out of hand. I'm sure she wonders what her kids will grow up to be, if they'll all become great dogs like her. Will they learn all of life's tough lessons? Of course they will. Like I said, Chica is a great mom and she'll teach them well. Besides, if she ever needed help, she always has us humans to back her up.
Oh, we've had such an exhausting time. Those kids are something else, aren't they, Chica? I know. It's being a mother is a tough job, and this girl is a champion at it. You're awesome. Do you know that? You're such a great mommy. Oh, she wants to go back to her kids again.
Coming up, we find out all we can on the native breeds of Tamil Nadu.